What is up, guys? This is Vince the Prince here. We're about to do a new segment called Grading the Blank 2023 season. And for this video, this one is grading the Panthers 2023 season. So, Reed, AJ, and I will be hosting this as a trio, but we're all going to do our own separate videos, picking 10 or 11 teams, as there is 32 teams in the NFL to go ahead and grade. So I will go ahead and start here with the Panthers. I believe AJ has already put out a video going up with grading the Raiders. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't checked it out already. This is a new segment with 32 episodes, guys, so it's going to be exciting. Make sure you stay tuned and tell us what you think about our grades and what you would grade these teams on your own. But all right, so grading the Carolina Panthers. I mean, in the beginning of the season, I didn't have too many high hopes for this team. You know, drafting a rookie quarterback, throwing him out there to start. Bryce Young didn't have the weapons that maybe Patrick Mahomes has, maybe the weapons that Brock Purdy has, maybe even the weapons that Geno Smith has, right? But Bryce Young did his best, and it wasn't very good. This guy was the old Heisman winner, and I mean, it did not translate to the NFL very well. I'm not too sure if that's because of the guys he had around him, you know, a lot of injuries that came up on the O line, maybe some of his receivers like DJ Chark, who was only there for 1 year, but he didn't even really get to play too much. So there's a lot of aspects going into this, but let me go ahead and get started by saying that I am grading the Panthers a B, and let me tell you why. We'll start off with, of course, 2023 draft picks before the season started because this is when the actual 2023 season starts for every single team. Of course, they drafted number one overall Bryce Young, but yeah, including that number one overall pick for Bryce Young, they went ahead and shipped off DJ Moore, who I thought should have stayed on the team, but they wanted to get Bryce Young very badly. I'm not too sure how much that worked out for them because he played well for the Bears. They also shipped off a 2024 first round and 2025 second round pick to the Bears. So, again, not too sure how this is going to end up, but we should give him at least 2 or 3 more seasons to show us if he was worth that first overall pick. But at this time, he was not. Of course, they also drafted Jonathan Mingo, DJ Johnson, who's an outside linebacker, Chandler Zavala, who I kind of really liked in the draft, but you know, he got injury prone, just a lot of injuries on his team, as well as Jamie Robinson, who was a safety. So two of those guys are third stringers, but three of those guys were in the starting lineup, and they should continue to be in the starting lineup this next year to continue to develop as a team. Next, we'll go into the 2023 signings. So there's a lot for the Carolina Panthers. DJ Chark, as I mentioned before, who should not be on the team this next season unless they sign him again. Adam Thielen, who has 2 years left on his contract. Miles Sanders, who has 3 years left on his contract. Hayden Hurst at tight end, who has 2 years on his contract. Andy Dalton, who has got 1 more year. Von Bell, who was a safety, has 2 years shy total, 2 more years as a nose tackle, and Bradley Bozeman at center, 2 more years. So they got a lot of guys who are going to make waves there. You know, whether it's going to be good waves or bad waves, this team needs a lot in order to get better. But the reason I'm grading them a B is because they locked down a lot of great talent in many positions in the NFL, and they're going to be theirs for the next 2 years at least. So this should give Bryce Young some confidence in knowing that his team is going to stay together in the next 2 seasons. So now they have to just add in the draft, add in free agency. But let's talk about their season before we even get into that. So their season in a nutshell, record says it for itself, guys. 2-15, horrendous 13.9 points per game, and their total passing yards was ranked 32nd in the league. Not very good if you're asking me, because there's only 32 teams. So dead last. No real bright spots in this draft, in my opinion. We'll see if Bryce Young and Zavala are those diamonds in the rough that they found. But as of now, it's not looking that way. We'll see how it goes in the next 2 to 3 years. As I said, got to let these guys develop, show who they really are. But injuries didn't help them, so that's just how it works. Adam Thielen, he played well, but he's already going to be 33. So it's how much more can he give to this team? We'll hope that Jonathan Mingo comes back, replaces that number one spot that Adam Thielen filled this season, and hopefully he can stay healthy so that he can help Bryce Young develop as well as develop himself. But to do that within the next 3 seasons, I don't know. They need to add more. They need to add in free agency with guys who are already established in the league, and they need to take advantage of this next draft, even though they don't have a first round pick. So let's move into that. They have a second round pick, number 33. They have a third rounder at the 65th pick. They have a fourth rounder, as well as a fifth rounder from San Francisco and Tennessee, and Arizona's sixth rounder. That's it, 6 picks. They got 6 picks to either add more for the next few years, or they have 6 picks to take here or move up and lose a couple of them. But the way I see the Carolina Panthers going here is I think they just stay put. I think they've got Bryce Young. They already moved up and traded a lot for him. I think they stay where they're put at, get the talent that falls to them because they need talent everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. But I definitely think they should need to draft more for the O-line and more for just defense overall. Outside linebackers, rush linebackers, defensive ends to accompany Brian Burns. I mean, they can just draft every single position and hope just a couple of these guys hit and make it in the NFL. But going to the last portion here, 28 million left in cap space. It's not a lot, but it's enough to get someone in free agency to accompany Brian Burns. I think that's their biggest need here. Defense was mediocre to horrendous, but the offense was completely horrible. They just need to, draft O linemen. If they can get a good guy in the offensive line through free agency, go for it as well. But they just need to move puzzle pieces around because this puzzle is all disoriented. I don't know even what the picture is at this point in time, but they have to trust in Bryce Young, right? I don't know either. But we'll see how this happens for them. I am grading them a B because they have all the puzzle pieces they need as of now. They still need to add more and take them out of the box and find out where they're going to fit. But in my opinion, I think this is a good starting point. 2-15, you kind of knew this was going to happen. It's not like the Texans and CJ Stroud, but we'll talk about that in another video. It's just the way the Carolina Panthers are going to roll right now. And sadly, it's going to be another losing season next year, in my opinion, unless something drastic happens. But I don't see that happening. So hopefully they can run with guys like Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen, Hayden Hurst, and Jonathan Mingo on the offensive side. And of course, those guys that I mentioned earlier, like Shai Tuttle and Von Bell, to accompany just the defense and see what happens there. But other than that, guys, I am grading them a B. That is it, short and sweet. Hopefully, the Carolina Panthers know what they're doing, but as of now, it doesn't seem so. And we'll just see how it shakes out. Good luck to the Carolina Panthers. And if you guys like this segment, go ahead and comment down below, hit the like button, and of course, subscribe so you can keep up with all the rest of grading the NFL teams in the 2023 season. So, thank you guys. And as we always say, keep on grinding.
Be strong.